You've been anxiously awaiting for the next installment of this series. Today we're going to be doing the next part of my Teach Me Tarot series. So I have brought my tarot cards, and we're going to be moving on to the next card to give you a relaxing but in-depth description of the next Major Arcana card, so that eventually, by the time you're done with the series, you can divine yourself, because we all can divine. We just have to learn. It's like flexing a muscle. You get better intuition the more you practice, and the more you flex that muscle, the bigger it becomes. The bigger it becomes, the better you get at interpreting your cards, and the better you get at interpreting whatever the future has in store for you or others. And I have taken that skill in my life and now help others through that skill. But anyway, let's go ahead and combine ASMR with tarot and learn a little too. Okay. I do want to, in case you haven't watched, give you a little ASMR with my box. I love my custom box. I got it on Etsy years and years and years ago before I ever started YouTube, so this is not a sponsorship. This is not a paid commission. It's just beautiful and spoke to me. And if you're getting into divination, specifically with tarot cards, I highly suggest you get some kind of box other than the card deck that, or the box that the cards came in. I would not suggest keeping them in there. They're not a good protector of energy. What is a good protector of energy? Some kind of box that you feel relates to you and your journey with tarot. And you need it to be made out of something that you can easily cleanse. So, this is my protective energy box from my tarot cards. Okay, so let's go ahead. Got a little card action going here. We're gonna look through. Here's one of our cards, and now sing. Comes the sun. Let's find our first cards, because we want to go back and remember what we talked about. See the full scale. Put them up here. Here's another. Where's that fool? Where's that fool? There we go. That's where we left off. Where is that fool? Show me cards. There you are. Okay. And we've got our next card. Can anyone guess what the next card is? It's okay if you can't. Okay. Just a little reminder. We learned about that new jumping off, trying new things energy of the full card. Next, we learned about that next step of starting to solidify and make plans to manifest whatever that new energy is that you jumped into. Then we learned about the intuition it takes to really discern and understand what is meant for you out of this energy and what is not, because with all new things, we have energies we need to say yes to and energies we need to say no to. And that discernment, that spiritual growth is so, so important. Then we have the fruits of our labor sometimes coming forth as this Mother Nature energy. The Empress is ultimately the Mother card. She is the great creator, the Venus, the mother of the tarot deck. And next up we have the Emperor. The Emperor will show up in your life when you're in the driver's seat. You are making the decisions. You are taking control of your life right now. And the Emperor is going to show up for a lot of you this year if you are to do a tarot reading, because we're in that Aries North Node energy right now. We are in astrology wise a time period where you're being pushed to take the driver's seat somewhere in your life. Depends on where Aries and Libra are in your chart to know where you're going to be leaving things behind, where you're going to be taking the driver's seat. It depends on what house they're in. It depends on what they're exalted by or what they're maybe blocked by. It depends on a lot of things. And of course, I'm not here to do an astrology reading, but it is something that I have practiced and studied for the last almost 5 years. And tarot and astrology are infinitely intertwined. But anyway, we're going to see that next, because after the Empress of Creation becomes her counterpart, her countersuit, next up the Emperor. The Empress and the Emperor go together quite nicely. You can see it in a soulmate reading often, or some kind of a reading where you, and if it's a love reading in particular, you and your significant other will show up in these ways when you are doing real well. You're both in the power seats and both in your divine masculine and divine feminine energy. So as I described before, this is our divine feminine. This is the yin and the yang. This is the masculine and feminine. They complement each other. They get along well. This is living in your masculine energy of sitting in the driver's seat, making decisions, taking charge. It's also heavily about, you'll see this, say you were to get, for example, an advice column in some reading you're doing, and it's the Emperor. The advice is add structure to your life. This is all about making policies, making structure and rules and regulations and things to live your life by. So if, say, you lived a life that is full of a lot of unknowns and it's activating your root chakra, making you really uncertain and feeling like you never have enough, that you're never on stable ground, you might get this as your suggestion. Take the driver's seat in some part of your life where you're feeling ungrounded. Be the stability for yourself. Create those rules and regulations and structure that we all need, because as much as life can be gray, sometimes we need black and white. We need life to balance with black and white rules in our lives in some ways, whether it be emotionally in our mind or physically in our reality. There needs to be black and whites just as much as there needs to be grays and chances for change. And those black and whites can always change, but there still needs to be a sense of stability in the black and white, in the yin and yang, in the divine masculine and feminine. It needs to exist, and one cannot exist without the other. So, call upon this Emperor energy when you discover what it is this year and for the next 15 years that you need to take charge of in your life. That's just according to the astrology. So now we've seen this beautiful story of a young person, naive in their understanding of something, takes a leap of faith because they needed a change and it was important to do so. They take that leap of faith and they begin manifesting for that leap of faith. They begin starting to set some ideas about what this is, really carving out of the marble, what is this statue going to look like? And then you start listening into your intuition and making those divine judgments based on your soul's calling and needs of what that manifestation is actually going to look like. And then creation starts to occur. You sit in your divine feminine, receiving what you've already put out into the universe. And then our next step is coming into the driver's seat, truly starting to understand the thing that we've been manifesting in the beginning, and understanding there are rules and regulations that either are set in our mind or that need to be set. There must be structure around the manifestation in some way, shape, or form, because when we tell the universe, I want this, but I don't really know, then the universe responds with, well, I don't really know either. I'll try. I'll spool out of this towards you, and you can make out through the paint if that's what you want, because I don't know either. There has to be some kind of structure in this new change, manifestation, dream, whatever it may be. So this is just as important as the receiving of the blessings and understanding that you have created something. And this is our next step. What are the structures that must be in place? What is the divine masculine, the protector, the person in the driver's seat need to do to continue this journey? And that is our next episode. Please let me know what you think. If this is something that is really informative to you and you really like, it would help me so much if you like, subscribe, and share this with others. Please comment to help put me into the algorithm for others so I can share this knowledge, because ultimately my whole channel, whether it be my ASMR content that's just ASMR, that it's my tarot ASMR content, the whole purpose is to share relaxation, to give you that oxytocin necessary for relaxation, to teach you a little bit of something, and at the same time give you the power and control that you deserve in your life through a divination tool, because divination has given me endless I don't want to tear up, but it's given me endless self-esteem in a positive way, feeling like I have more control, and yet letting me let go of control where I don't need it in my life. It's given me so much balance. That's the word I was looking for. Balance that's given me more happiness than I could have imagined from something that I started just for fun back in 2019. So anyway, enough about me. Please, if you like this content, please let me know. Help boost my algorithm so that more people get to see this content that like it just like you. Thank you so much for your support. I will continually put out this content, regardless of how popular it is, because I know that there's going to be at least one or two of you out there that find this really helpful and need this to get a beginner's introduction to tarot and divination. So I'm here for you. Even if this doesn't become a popular series, I'm still here for you, and I will finish this series regardless of how popular it gets. So please don't worry about that. I'm here for the long haul, okay? Okay. Take care. I hope you enjoy.